Hello, very good evening and welcome to Australia TV Primetime News. I'm Akash Vasantapivituru. Let's look at the headline first tonight.
57 ambassadors including Shavendra Silva call back. No progress in Sri Lankan human rights situation, UK said. Champika orders Northern Power Company to shut down.
Former External Affairs Minister Professor J.L. Pires had been questioned by the Criminal Investigation Department officers last afternoon over an alleged attempt in the early hours of Friday, January 9, to thwart the electoral processes and to prevent by unlawful means the transfer of power after the presidential election.
In the overall context of the current strident emphasis on good governance, I express deep regret that I was subject to this harassment without any semblance of justification, Professor Pires said. I explained to the police officers who had been sent to interrogate to me that far more considered or criminal conspiracy bring attack. No sooner than I entered the former president's office about 3:30 a.m., I found President Rajapaksa empathetically expressing to all present his wishes to hand over power to his duly elected successor even before the formal announcement of the result.
The Home Office closely monitored the situation in countries that generated asylum seekers to the UK, including Sri Lanka, and provided accurate, objective, sourced and up-to-date country information for the use of those officials involved in the asylum seekers' decision-making processes, a spokesperson for the British High Commission said yesterday.
She was responding to a query by the island whether the Home Office would be reviewing its position consequent to the change of the government in Colombo. The spokesperson said all asylum and human rights applications from Sri Lanka are carefully considered on the individual's merits in accordance with the UK's obligation under the 1951 United Nations Convention relating to the status of refugees and European Conventions on Human Rights. Protection is granted to those applicants who face a real risk of prosecution on ill treatment. Those applicants who are found not to need international protection have a right of appeal to the applicant authorities. In this way, the UK ensures that it provides protection to those asylum seekers who need it.
The Ministry of External Affairs ordered 57 Sri Lankan ambassadors, including Shavendra Silva, appointed by the former President Mahinda Rajapaksa, to return back to the country by 28th of February.
During the Rajapaksa government, 54 individuals appointed as foreign ambassadors. Less than 10 individuals served as the diplomatic service, while the rest of them appointed under political influence. Deputy Permanent Representative to New York Major General Shavendra Silva, Permanent Representative Palda Kohona, Ambassador to Turkey Bharati Wijeratna, Ambassador to Japan Vasantha Karannagoda, Ambassador to Australia Thisara Samarasinghe, Ambassador to Sweden Oshadi Alahaperuma, Ambassador to Sweden Oshadi Alahaperuma, Ambassador to Maldives Dixit Dalla, Ambassador Karu Kahawata, Ambassador to Israel Monal Pereira, Ambassador to Thailand Shanta Kotagada, Ambassador to Singapore Baril Ashraf were appointed under political influence. Meanwhile, Minister called off other advisors and secretaries to the country.
There was no overall improvement in the human rights situation in Sri Lanka during the last 3 months of last year, the British Foreign and Commonwealth Office said in an update on Sri Lanka's human rights situations. Has the island continued to remain as a country of concern?
The updates note that the UN Human Rights Committee examined Sri Lanka's 5th periodic report from 7 to 8 October 2014. The committee's observation covered a wide range of issues, including investigation into abuse during the conflict, counter-terrorism measures, unlawful use of force, torture, enforced disappearance, extrajudicial killings, arbitrary arrest, and prosecution of journalists and human rights defenders. The update also noted that there had been reports of violence following the proclamation in November 2014 of presidential elections.
Ministry of Power and Electricity Patli Champika Ranavaka on Thursday has ordered for the immediate closure of a controversial private power companies at Chunakam in the northern Jaffna Peninsula for causing serious environment hazards including fast contamination of underground water.
He has made this decision after a meeting with the area representatives of the Environmental Protection Agency today. Mr. Ranavaka's order for the immediate closure of Northern Power Company Private Limited has come after a series of protests by local populace, including farmers, professionals, students, community and the politicians over the dangerous operation and lethargic attitude of the company, which has allegedly got a backing of powerful members of the previous Rajapaksa regime.
The Ministry of Power and Energy, Patli Champika Ranavaka says, at present I am well aware of President Mahinda Rajapaksa's dictatorship ruling and also about his faith towards motherland.
Addressing media briefing at Colombo today, Minister went on to say, VAT charge for all fuel products was sent to Rajapaksa brothers' corrupted business. Previous governments charged high taxes from leading companies, cigarette and alcohol products, which causes injuries to health of people. However, Rajapaksa government changed highest tax of essential food items. In future, we will introduce fixed price for fuels, and since July, we will introduce new circular to electricity charges. Low-income people would be benefited from this new decision. Owners of the fuel station failed to purchase fuel and currently attempting to cause storage in their country. I would like to request the fuel station owners to allow general public to enjoy benefits granted by the new government.
The Tamil National Alliance parliamentarian Mavi Senadiraja and Sridharan briefed the Swiss nationals on North and Eastern people's final decision in the 2015 presidential election.
MPs noted at present Southern Sri Lanka is well aware about Tamil's decision. Each and every period Tamil's struggle played most important role. We didn't lose anything. Switzerland continuously support for our journey, parliamentarians said. Parliamentarians made this statement while addressing Tamil cultural event at the Basel province, Switzerland.
A Sri Lankan minority party on Thursday called upon the newly elected president to reinvestigate religious killing which had occurred in the country under the previous regime.
The Sri Lanka Muslim Congress Party said that while the government had a tight schedule under the 100 Days Policy Program, it would request the president to reinvestigate Muslim killing and attacks led by the Sinhala extremist monk last June, soon after the April general election. But we want reinvestigation into the killing and attack soon after the April polls, SLMC General Secretary and newly appointed State Minister of Health M. Hassan Ali said. At least 3 Muslims were killed and over 18 injured in racist attacks which were carried out by the Sinhala monk led by the Bodubala Sena in June last year. MH Halim assumed duties as the Cabinet Minister of Muslim Religious Affairs and Post on Thursday. The Old Ceylon Bakery Owners Association says that steps will be taken to reduce price of bakery products. A decision was taken on Thursday to open up several roads within Colombo which fell within a high security zone. The president of the Sri Lankan Private Bus Owners Association, Gamanu Wijayaratne, stated that they are ready to reduce the bus fare in line with the reduction of fuel prices.
Saudi Arabia King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz has died, royal officials have announced weeks after he was admitted to hospital.
King Abdullah, who was said to be aged about 19, had been suffering from a lung infection. A statement early on Friday said his 79-year-old half-brother Salman had become king. Abdullah came to the throne in 2005, but he suffered frequent bouts of the ill health in recent years.
Former Thai Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra will face a criminal charge over a controversial rice subsidiary scheme, the Attorney General's office says.
The news came as the legislature prepared to vote on whether to impeach her for dereliction of duty over the same scheme. Critics say the rice policy cost the government billions and funneled money to her party's power base. Ms. Yingluck was removed from office in May 2014, just before a military coup. Her supporters say the claims against her are the ruse to remove her from the politics. Ms. Yingluck's party is the most popular in Thailand and has, under various different names, won every election since 2001.
US President Barack Obama will join Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his monthly radio address to reach out to millions of Indians with no access to television.
The address, Man Ki Baat, is broadcast on state-run All India Radio as well as all FM channels and community radio stations. Mr. Modi tweeted on Thursday that the address would run on Tuesday, a day after India celebrates Republic Day. Mr. Obama arrives in the Indian capital on Sunday for a 3-day visit. He will be the guest of honor at the military parade on Monday, where he will take the salute from Indian soldiers.
10th seed Grigor Dimitrov outlasted former finalist Makos Baghdatis over 5 seats to reach the last 16th at the Australian Open.
The Bulgarian won 4-6, 6-3, 3-6, 6-3, 6-3 in 3 hours and 28 minutes and will play Andy Murray or João Sousa next. Meanwhile, Canadian 7th seed Evgeny Bouchard beat Caroline Garcia 7-5, 6-0 or Rod Laver Arena. Roger Federer plays Andreas Seppi before Maria Sharapova and Rafael Nadal featured in Friday's late matches.
And that's all for the news today. Once again, we will meet at the same time tomorrow. Have a pleasant night.